Hi, I'm Frolic in the Forest. Welcome to my channel where I talk about my Sylvanian families and Calico Critter collection as well as DIY projects and crafts.
Today on Custom Corner, I'm going to unpack a little bit more about my custom Red Fox Reynard family that I made from the Chihuahua family. So I was very much inspired by this creator on Instagram. I found this image many, many years ago, and I've got her link up there and her Instagram handle. So please check them out. They've done a really good job. And I was just enamored by this figure. They did such a great job. It is adorable. I believe they used a cat as the base and even made a very fluffy tail for them as turning them into a fox, and it was just so cute. I'm a sucker for a fox family. I love them. I think they're a quintessential part of a forest. And so I kept that in the back of my mind as something I might want to do in the future. As I've mentioned before, one of the reasons that I do custom families is the families that I sort of missed out on the years I wasn't collecting are difficult to find. And I really like the vintage families. So, you know, if my budget allows me to find a family I can afford and collect, I do, but often the families that I really admire are quite hard to find. So I always look for places where I can make my own if I can. And the Fox family was on high on my list of customs that I wanted to do. So I kept this inspiration in mind, and then one day I got these four figures in a lot off of Facebook Marketplace, and I've decided I'm not actively collecting the dog families. And so I kept them, and they were definitely blank slate because I think only the mother even still had her clothes. So they were going to need a complete makeover period anyway. And subsequently, that dress is on a different figure anyway in my collection. So I was looking at them and I thought, I think they would actually make a great fox base because Chihuahuas have that little foxy face and their ears are pretty good. They're a little bit big, but not, you know, they're not like a Phoenix fox family where they are a specific fox um, species. So I kind of kept that in the back of my mind, and I had my inspiration creator who was like showed me you could do it. And so that was my plan for this little family. Now, before I go any further, I want to make sure that you have all the links for all the images I'm using and the information I'm getting. So the first link is just an image credit, and the original inspiration person, again, here's their website, and Sylvanian Adventures is their handle on Instagram. And then the last two are just really great sources of information on Sylvanian families. If you are interested in learning more about the vintage families, especially getting their names or looking for images, or not images, but figures to collect in the future. So let's look at the original inspiration for my custom, which is the vintage Sylvanian Families Reynard Fox. And here's an image of the family all together in a box that I found online. But interestingly enough, the Reynard Fox family were first released in the UK Sylvanian range in 1995 as four separate playsets. The father came with a slide and a playground repair set, and I have seen another creator talk about this set, and it is way cute. It's so cute. They're little paint pots, and the slide is so cute, and then he has tools. It's a wonderful set. The mother came with an interior designer's set. I'd love to see that. I don't think I've seen that before. And then the brother and sister came with a camping set. Now, when Flair took over the distribution of the Sylvanians, they re-released the Renard family in 2000, and this time they came as like a full set, and they had different clothes, which I believe is this set. So a few years later, the Renard family were to get another release, but this time they were back to the play sets and they were released separately. So the mother and son had a release as part of a picnic set, which I think would be so cute. I do love a picnic set. And the father came with Dorothy Patches in a new set where he's the crossing guard for the Berry Grove School, which is such a cute idea. I think I I'm with Peaches Sylvanian um, YouTube channel. She loves a uniform, and I do too. I would love to have the postal worker, and I would love to have the Bobby. I think those are so cute. I don't know if I'll ever be able to find one that fits in my budget, but I love the idea of, them having a specific job. I think that's so cute. Now, the sister figure came as an exclusive club figure when you join the fan club in the UK, and she also came with a Sparkle Rabbit sister, and I think they were both little cheerleaders, and that's so cute. Now, an interesting thing about this family is when you are looking to collect them online, if you're looking on eBay or at a reseller, check closely where the stripes on their face, the black stripes towards their eyes go. So in the Tommy version, the black stripe has a slight gap between the eye and the stripe, but the Flare version goes all the way to the edge of the eye. And that's just a fun little fact I learned and something to look forward to for as a collector if you like to look for those little discrepancies between specific company releases. And here's my interpretation of the Reynard Fox family on the Chihuahua body. And I really like them. I think they're adorable. They have little mischievous faces, and I think it worked out pretty well for me. This is my collection. But I hope it'll inspire you to try as well. Now let's take a closer look at these figures.
I did this custom a couple of years ago, so I don't have any video of the process, so I apologize for that. But I wanted to talk about the elements of this custom and how I did it and why I like how it turned out. Now, is it a perfect uh, Fox family from, vintage? No, it's not perfect, but I think they're really cute. And the Chihuahuas really have a little foxy face. So that lended itself really well to this custom. And that's what I look for when I'm doing a custom Sylvanian family. And another thing that's really cute is they have little fluffy tails. And it's not as fluffy, I think, as maybe some of the original Fox families, but it really works. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And the details turned out really nicely. The sides of their faces, their little eye marks. I did paint their little hands black because I think I've seen some foxes with little black feet. I didn't paint their feet black. I guess I should have done that, but I left them the rusty color. And to do the custom, I just used a pencil to sketch out the the marks on the face, like exactly where I wanted to stop and start each color, which was pretty simple. The hardest part probably was the detail on the side of the face here, but it what really wasn't all that hard. I used a pretty small brush and I just took my time. I am an artist, and so I'm pretty familiar with working with paint, and that did help a lot. And the paints that I used are these. I used fabric paint from my local craft store, and I used these colors for this particular custom. Fabric paint has been a wonderful resource for all of my customs, and I highly recommend looking into these colors. Sometimes the colors are a little more limited compared to just craft paint. So I did mix, I think I mixed these, the brown and the orange, to get the fox color, but it wasn't really hard. I just had to make sure I mixed enough to do all four family members. That was a little bit stressful, to be honest, but I luckily just barely had enough. When you do paint the flocking, sometimes you'll get like a little irregularities in how the paint does coverage, but I've had really good luck otherwise. Sometimes you'll need to go back and do touch ups after it's dried. It dries really weird. So if you're doing this and it looks blotchy, like don't panic, just let it dry overnight, come back in and touch it up. That can be a little tricky with a custom color. So I covered my paint that I had left over with saran wrap, and that helped sort of preserve it overnight enough for me to come in and do my touch ups. And then I just had to find outfits for everybody, and I just kind of glommed together outfits with some extra clothes that I had. And then I bought like this little outfit was from Etsy. I can't remember who the seller was, but like it is so beautifully made. I love this little crocheted overalls. It's so cute. Um, and then, yeah, so now I have my own custom Calico Critter, a Sylvanian family. I have since been able to purchase the Slidale vintage fox family, and I'm so happy to have them in my collection. But I also have these. So I have two fox families in my little forest village. I hope you've enjoyed this custom corner. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. And I plan on doing more videos about my custom families, and I will hopefully have some how to videos as well. So thank you so much.